I've had a few people ask me where the race car is, why I haven't done any more on video. I haven't had any chance to touch it right now. It's got its wing. The body kit's still in the middle of being done. It's got a wheel holder. It's got a screen. The screen is very similar to the one in the Volvo. It's got the new boot, the new aluminum panels, brand new seats, new switch panels. There's the electrical for everything, 2 switch panels and the computer. That just needs to be loomed up and tied off with clamps. It's loose like that because we just finished the wiring on the taillights, the trunk, stuff like that. I do have panels coming for the rear, all aluminum like the doors. There's the motor. Anyone who doesn't know the car, that's a 1UZ FE with an M122 Eaton blower. It's got 880cc injectors in it. It's got Audi R8 coils. There's the fuel pressure regulator, all AN fittings on everything. I changed the whole car over. There's the electrical system I made, so it quick connects. You can take it out. That plug up top is going to be for the front lighting. Yeah, so that's that. Catch can system, dash 10 fittings or 12s on that. It's got all custom pulleys. It's got a custom coolant tank. It's going to mount about there. I made the plate for it. I just haven't mounted it yet. Everything's covered in freaking dust. So sad. Put a lot of work in it. It's just sitting here dusty. Braided throttle cable. I just redid the whole engine. That's a Kevlar timing belt. Finishing the body. Obviously, I painted under the hood. That's the color the car will be. Just haven't had the time to paint her. And I didn't want to paint her until I got this thing running. Finished everything, tested everything. Fuel system works, spark works. Went to crank it over and the starter doesn't turn. It's a brand new starter. I put all new parts expecting no issues, and there's what I get, a defective starter. And anyone who knows anything about a Lexus 1UZ or a Toyota 1UZ is the starter is under the intake manifold. So I have to pull the blower back off, the blower adapters, and the lower intake to change the freaking starter. So that'll be a blast. I'm going to have a great time with that. It's got a Willwood clutch master. It's got pretty sure it's a Willwood slave. It's got a braided line. It's got a Collins kit with a stage 2 clutch, all brand new. It's got a Mach 4 Supra radiator, Mishimoto radiator, and cooling fans. What else do we got in this thing? Evil Energy makes my coolant tank and all my AN fittings. I changed the whole fuel system to AN so we could pull the motor really fast if I had to do a clutch or something when I'm racing. That's why I made the electrical unplug. But yeah, in the car, 2 brand new racing seats, new screen. I need to get a panel 3D printed. If anybody out there following me does 3D printing, and you think you could make that panel, whether I sent you dimensions or I send you an old cluster to get dimensions off of, that would be awesome. If I don't hear back from somebody who thinks they can make me a panel for the screen to mount into and look factory, then I'm going to buy my own 3D printer and learn it myself. It's got a harness bar. As I said, it's getting all the aluminum panels for the back. And yeah, I mean, this is where she sleeps right now with the tractor. Everybody's seen the dual caliper system I put on it. I'm trying to think of anything else that hasn't been seen, but this is where she's been resting, just waiting for me to finish it. Oh yeah, XAT Racing, they're the ones that made all those pulleys. If I'm correct, I hope I'm not wrong. I think those were made in New Zealand. A lot of this car, actually, I had to order out of New Zealand. A lot of the parts that I put into this thing. She's in Mega Squirt MS3 Pro Evo system on this car. Yeah, LRB Speed makes all the aluminum panels for the car. Agile Performance. They're out of New Zealand. They're the ones who made my caliper mounts, because the ones that were local weren't available at all. They were on back order. Yeah, so that's where she's been resting. As soon as I have the time, which I think Friday I might have enough time, we're going to pull the blower back off this car. I'll probably time lapse that. We'll get back down to the starter. Excuse me. We'll get back down to her starter, and we'll pull it out and bench test it and see what the heck's going on. But I do have a custom battery cable I made to the starter, and then I have a wire here that goes to the starter. I made it on a Deutsch connector so that I could plug in another Deutsch connector with a trigger gun, so when I have to crank it over out here for any reason, I could. But I send power and it gets nothing. So Friday you'll get another update, hopefully.